Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Pisces. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Just interpret the message as the best resonates with you. Also know that I like to look a little bit deeper within my readings. So I do look and see what your person feels about you, what they did do, what they're going to do. But I like to look at the spiritual and karmic themes that play out due to the spiritual blocks that you and your person have. This allows you to do shadow healing. And when you shadow heal, you change the dynamic of your relationship because soul relationships are all about learning. And depending on your level of consciousness, is going to determine how things play out. All right, now if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance you'll find in the description box below, okay? You'll find all other spiritual links to my website, to my YouTube channels, to my Patreon. If you're looking to do shadow coaching, again, the Patreon link. And if you want to enter into winning the free reading with me, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write a word in your comment bar. And we'll see what the word of the video is always also the underlining energy of what's going on within your situation. And we're going to see what is the underlining energy within your situation. That kind of grabbed out. Well, that's like Joker card. There's nothing on it. When that card comes out, I used to say it was like the healer. Self-obsessed. Self-obsession. When I tap in to that energy, I'm feeling like you're connected to someone that is rehashing how things played out, and they're really obsessing about how they acted, what they did do, what they didn't do, how they, and I'm feeling like you're connected to somebody that is very like introverted when it comes to them being able to like express their emotions and really sharing. It takes them a long time to warm up. However, I do feel a soul connection, but I don't feel that this person 100% knew that it was a soul connection. And now that they do, they're, you know, when you go from one extreme to another because you see something through a different perception. And I'm feeling it's like almost like your person is having an epiphany about you. Like, again, seeing things through a different perception, and that is making them really like be like obsessed with everything, how they acted, and now even how they look. So the next time you see this person, I feel like they might have gained a few pounds, or they might have gained a few pounds, something different within their appearance. And it's because they don't feel comfortable with what's going on the inside, because this person is having a transformation due to an epiphany. It's what I'm feeling. And it's not a comfortable one. So again, self-obsession. Okay, so let's actually look and see what is going on with you and your person. Let's see, how that story, how that energy ties into your reading. I wish I could share my good news with you. So again, like I said, I feel like you're in separation with the person because of the way that they handle things. So they're embarrassed. They don't really know how to approach you. They weren't good when things were good in a relationship, and not because of any other reason except for they feel inadequate. And I feel like they can have a way of making you feel inadequate because they feel inadequate. And now that you've been time away, this person's really been thinking about you. And I feel like, again, seeing things from a different perception and seeing that you really were a friend, you really were genuine, but this person just doesn't, I feel like trust people. They look for the worst in the beginning. My life is not as together as it seems. Yeah, like I said, I feel like this person isn't strong within themselves, but they try to appear as if they're strong within themselves, but they're not strong within themselves, not because they can't be strong in themselves, because I feel like they have a good job. I feel like they have a good, um, everything is good except for they have had one bad relationship after another bad relationship after another bad relationship. And that a lot of times happens because they grew up in an environment where they witnessed a bad relationship and they inherited family karma. So this person, that's all that they know is bad relationships. I don't react when people mention you. Again, this person's not emotionally intelligent. That's been their problem this whole time, to be honest with you. They strategize. They don't want to let people in. And so they don't know how to be vulnerable. And they don't know how to be vulnerable because they've been only in toxic relationships. Like, they don't heal unless they do the shadow work. And shadow work requires inner child healing and then reparenting and really going through all of the healing work. And I feel like this person has a tremendous amount of anxiety and they get stuck in their head, meaning they get the head chatter. So they don't appear like they're that way because on the outside, they don't show any emotion. But on the inside, this person's a mess. I left you before you left, could leave me. I feel like this person didn't want you to really see who they were. They are attached to people that they shouldn't be attached to. They're attached to a lifestyle that they shouldn't be attached to. They have addictions. They spend too much time like on the internet, you know, not really in any type of relationship, just having people like, I'm feeling like someone that goes on the internet and talks to like a bunch of different people, but there's no substance to it. It might get sexual, like you show me, I show you your like, but it's like a waste of time. And that's like a form of escapism to make this person feel better about themselves. I'm feeling like a person that really has a low self-esteem and they feel as if you can see right through them. And whether that's true or not, whether you have judgment or not, they perceive that you do because they have judgment about themselves. It was my fault, but I blamed you. And I was going to say that too. I was going to say that they tried to gaslight. They tried to make it like if you ask them any question, that you were asking too much. They, again, they were trying to really strategize and seem like macho and like they don't care. They still are acting like that because they won't talk about you. Again, and people knew that you were friends or they knew that, you were an acquaintance with them. They knew somehow something and they just don't mention it. They just pretend like you can't read them. They don't want anyone to read them. But this is why, because the person feels very, very flawed. I wonder if you are happy without me. So again, they still have feelings, like you said. It's not like they don't, the person doesn't wonder if you're feeling like you're still thinking about them if they don't have feelings. But it's like they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be vulnerable. I'm just going to pull two from here. Well, actually, like I'm being called to look at the behaviors, to be honest with you, the triggers. So I lied. I'm going to take two from this deck and then we're going to ask, because I want to see if they're going to do anything. I want to see if they're going to do anything. People always can redeem themselves. It's not like they can't. Excluded. I felt like I didn't exist. I want to feel involved, not isolated. So I feel like you both need each other. I feel excluded, to be honest with you. This person didn't show you anything. You didn't show this person anything. There was a lot of mirroring energy. This person is used to people running after them. They give a little bit. People can feel that they're interested. They don't do anything. They let the person do all the work. And so they need to do that because they're insecure. Yeah, that's another reason why I feel like they go on social media and they talk to random people, that it's like insignificant. It's like fantasy world, and it's a way of escaping when we don't feel good about ourselves. The shadows require healing. And if they don't get healing, if we don't heal, if we don't feel well. And then our energy feels low, we get bored, we feel lethargic. And then what that happens next is there's addictive behavior. And this is what I'm feeling like your person does. And that is why they excluded you, because they are living that life instead of a real life. And part of them went from, I feel like, not giving you any attention now to kind of putting you on a pedestal. And you were waiting for them to show you something. I feel like you have showed them, and not in a disrespectful way either, like where you disregarded yourself. You always, I'm feeling like you were very mindful about, um, about being respectful to yourself, meaning like, I'm not going to undervalue myself. You're not putting any effort in. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to force you to do this. However, it got to be like a game of chicken. It got to be a game of like, well, I'm not going to move, and well, you're not going to move. So, and because this person's ego took over, which is another shadow, which happens when a person feels inadequate. Now they form another shadow to hide the original shadow, and it's another persona. So they weren't going to give in. They didn't want to seem weak. And there was also like, I always get people to do this for me, so why should I have to do it for you? Again, this was the attitude, which is why they're embarrassed, because they're looking now at their life and they're looking at your life, and I feel like they see that you're a genuine person. And understand, you may not be talking to this person, but I feel like this person stalks you on social media. I feel like if you live near them, they could even be driving around nonchalantly trying to figure out information about you. Trust me, it's like they watch you from afar and their persona has changed, which is why they have had this epiphany. And so they're feeling stupid. They're feeling stupid. They know that they undervalued you, and they actually have respect for you because they know that they undervalued, and they saw that you did not cave. But you both felt excluded. Then, because it's a distorted perception, it's like, well, you're giving time to everybody else. But you have friends that I see you give to, so why aren't you giving to me? And it's because they weren't giving you anything. That's why. And so, and you were like, well, why aren't you like making me a part of your life? And they're like, because I don't have to do that. It's all about me. And I don't really want you to get that close. I want to control the relationship because I do like you. It's not that I don't like you, but this is how I stay safe because I'm wounded. So because I'm wounded, I look for people to wound me. So I'm setting everything up so you can, but I want you in my life. So they don't realize that that's not how you manifest. Past lover. The display affection you have towards your past former partner triggers my insecurities. And I feel like that's on both parties because this person wasn't giving you anything. So even though you know that they didn't have a good relationship with who they were connected to in the past, it doesn't matter. It's almost like because they gave time, there's a loyalty there. And maybe it's not even a loyalty, but there's a sense of what happens when you've been with someone for a long time. You kind of are easily guilted. You feel responsible. It's how that person gets conditioned, which I feel like a lot of the times they're in toxic relationships and so on guard, worried that they're going to lose themselves, that they lose themselves. And they lose themselves because there's a lack of identity. Again, and the lack of identity is because this person has wounds. And instead of healing them, they again do things to escape, where I feel like they drink too much, they have addiction, they have addictive behavior, talk to random people. Again, there's no significance, but just people that blow smoke up their ass to make themselves feel better about themselves. But they do have feelings for you. So this is, we're talking about someone that has feelings for you, but played a lot of games here, played a lot of games, and they feel ashamed, and as they should. And as they should. Let's see if they're going to do anything. And yes, then we're going to ask why you attracted such a person into your life. Because understand a person, let's see if they rise up. Because people have, like I said before, they can redeem themselves. They could be like, I really had feelings for you. I messed up. I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to surrender my ego. I'm going to lay my ego down. A person has to always do that. That's how you know a person truly loves you, is that they have to. And this person, what we saw was they had a big ego. They didn't want to do anything, but but not because they didn't care, but because they've been wounded. So it's like, I want to be in a relationship, but I want to control the relationship this way I don't get hurt. But what it looks like is, it looks like I'm an asshole, but not because I want to be an asshole, but because and understand you're wounded. Understand you have to be attracted to be connected to this, and a wounded could be just not developed enough of yourself yet, or found other passions in your life. So you could be imbalanced because this person is imbalanced, and balance goes to imbalance. So you have to say, well, why, like, you're looking at me this way, why are you treating me this way, you're making me feel this way. And then spirit, the universe says, well, no one should be able to make you feel any which way. You are unconditional love. You're me, you're the universe, you are God, you are the universe, you are are abundant, you're perfect, but but this person doesn't make me feel that way. And spirit says, that's you. So that person is a spiritual, divine person, because again, spirit, the universe brought this person into your life to teach you about yourself. So that's what we see. And because you're feeling like, oh, why are you giving to somebody else and you're not giving to me? This person didn't give to the person that they were with when they were with them. It looks like that because you're looking for that, because you didn't get what you need you're not getting what you need from this person. So that's what it means when a person's wounded and they come into a relationship and they bleed all over the person that they're with. It's because they're making that person feel, but as Spirit says, no one should be able to make you feel that way. And a person can always redeem themselves, where they're like, wow, I really fucked up. I care about this person. And if they do that, then they're evolving. And then the relationship is divine, where it really is a soul relationship. And there's many different types of soul relationships. I pushed you away because I was scared to commit to a real relationship. This is what they have said, like before. But okay, we know that. We want to know what you're going to do. We don't want to know that you're still in regret. And this is what I feel like. I feel like this person's so obsessed with everything that they did, that they're like, they would go on and on. I long for you, but I can't express it. I'm trying to heal my childhood wound so I don't hurt you again. So they're like trying to figure things out. This is what it really looks like to me. And it's because, like I said, they had healing. They needed healing. I told you, they grew up in an environment that taught them that, which made them, they actually inherited that karma. So again, if you watch your parents in a horrible relationship, then there's a sense of, inheriting that trauma, especially if you were close to a parent that you perceived was getting bullied, was kind of like always the loser of the relationship, and the loser of the relationship is not a loser, but it's the one that kind of always has to eat the shit, where the other person's a bully. And so, and that was kind of the energy there, that this person grew up in that type of environment where they saw that. And then it was also where then the parents couldn't give them what they needed. So there was a sense of then going into every single relationship and giving too much, and which is why they would lose themselves. So, and be with the wrong type of people. Life feels empty without you by my side. You were my everything, and I pushed you away. Again, this person's in regret. Like, it's like this is all, so I don't see them doing anything right now. I see them trying to heal, trying to heal the connection, that trying to heal themselves, trying to figure things out. Neither one of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to express ourselves? So there's a sense that they feel also like if you opened up, if you showed them a sign, if you showed, then it would be easier. But that's, again, they just want you to do more. Again, that's what feels comfortable. And I also feel like there's a sense of, even if things were on good terms, if things were on good terms where this person didn't play all these games, you might still not open up. I feel like there's still a little bit of mirroring energy, like that you wouldn't be as comfortable. And so remember, life goes to light, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So that doesn't mean you're as wounded. Unfortunately, a little imbalanced to a lot of imbalance doesn't matter. It's there's only two energies, love and fear. So whether you are a little imbalanced and where you feel like there's a lacking in your life, and people still can make you feel a certain way because there's no other passion, there's no other balance, there's no other anything. Well, then that relationship is teaching you about you, is teaching you what you need to heal, so that this person would be a past life karmic mate. And that's what I'm going to classify them as, because they're like, I'm so sorry, so get off your ass and and woman up, man up, do what you got to do, like to be with this person to fix it. And they're like, and there's a part of them that can't, because they don't feel like they're good enough. They feel like they need healing. They're terrified. So again, doesn't matter. We need to say though, why did you attract this person into your life? And what do you need to heal? Like, what's the energy that you need to heal? Because sometimes that's just what it is. And it's a sucky thing. But I'll tell you one thing, if you were with this person, they would have been horrible. They would have been horrible. They would have you do everything, and then they don't respect once they have people do everything. So they have no balance. They go from being really cocky to being really insecure. So there's no balance there. So it would be like being in a, like with a bipolar person, like stuff like an emotional roller coaster, because this person needs healing and they know it. And the thing is, you didn't allow it. So like you said, they respect that, but that's what you showed them, because they still have feelings for you. So, karmically, they learned a lesson. It's not the lesson that they wanted to learn, as it wasn't a lesson that you wanted to learn, because you both felt the unconditional love. So we have to again say, why did you attract this person into your life? Time and attention. Didn't get the time and attention that when you were growing up in your family. Did you haven't also taken the time and attention to give to yourself, to create yourself enough. So there's a sense of still lacking, feeling fulfilled in life. Again, needing more love in your life. Remember, you're here in physical form to learn and to manifest. You are an expression of God, because you are God. You're just here in physical form as who you are, but your way needs to be able to be the expression of love, because that's all that God is love. It's the universe. And to be able to give and receive of love is your free will, is to choose. And that's really what fills you up to the rim. That is what, so that a person that's low vibe like this would have seen that, and they wouldn't have perceived that they could play these games to begin with. So that was number one. Number two, giving this person as much time that they could even play that, told this person. So it wasn't even that you had to give them a lot of time that you considered was a lot of time. If this person talked to you once every 3 weeks, and every time they came back into your life and you talked to them for an hour, for long, you caught up, that was enough for them, because they're like, look, I leave for 2-3 weeks, I leave for a month, I come back, and even though she doesn't call me, she's not chasing me, she always gives me the time. So she's holding a space for me. So again, it's distorted because of who they dated, not because of you. That's why it was crucial that they met a person that was like, no, 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 I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch what you do. And what you saw is, oh, you're not doing shit. Not doing shit. And it's like, and then they, then it got to like this game chicken for them, meaning like they were holding out, figuring that you were going to cave because everyone caves. You didn't, and now so much time went by, and they played this game that they're like, I can't repair it, and I look like an asshole because now I actually have feelings, because the whole time I'm playing chicken, I'm focusing on you. I'm focusing on you, like what you're gonna do. You like walked away. You walked away. You weren't even like, they expected a fight. They expected something. It's like you walked away. They were still playing that game chicken, and they realized that they were playing it by themselves. So they realized that they looked like an idiot. They looked like an asshole. And they have feelings. So to come back and lower their pride, this is like, again, very hard for them to stomach as well. It's not just I need to heal. Yes, I need to heal, but it's like, I actually have to swallow that horrible tasting pill over there. So we ask Spirit, what energy can you pull into your life that will help you? Divine light, I'm an expression of love. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? And I shine like the sun. My inner light is strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. And that's what Spirit said. It's like, that's what you didn't do. So you value this person more. And they because you held space, like this person views everybody the way that they view how they conduct themselves. So if a person has a low level consciousness where they tend to only think about themselves, that's what that usually means. It's usually because they've had experiences that have made them be that way, number one, and they haven't been taught. So it's not a personal thing. It's you felt that it was a personal thing because it was the universe's way of saying, hey, no one should be able to make you feel that way. You feel that way about yourself, and you're like, I didn't know I felt that way about myself. And it's like, let me show you how you feel about yourself. Come here. And brings this person into your life, and you're like, what the fuck is this? This is kind of broken. This is Spirit saying, fix yourself so you can attract exactly the type of person that you want. I'm going to leave that there, Pisces. You let me know if you resonated, and if you did, remember, don't forget to write the word self-obsession in your comment bar. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.